The people that were the closest to you, they told me everything about who you really are. But up until this point, I never had it in black and white. And now that I do, and let me tell you something, you calling me broke? If I'm broke and you're homeless from the that I've seen, but look at this one. The only money he's getting is from his poor mom. So you guys remember Benny, the bend over asshole, right? Well, he's gonna be bending over really good once he watches this video I'm doing on him, that piece of shit. And you guys know him for being that famous PDF file and going around trying to twist that story and deny everything and make himself look like the victim while he also goes around trashing the victim.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing better than being an 18-year-old getting a job from 3 different people at the same time. I'll f*** out of here.
Well, we also know he goes around flaunting his cars, his $12 million mansion, saying he's a millionaire.
My life is great. I'm worth over $100 million. I drive a Rolls Royce and a Lambo. I live in a $12 million home. I have 100 different properties. I'm flying private jet. What are you doing?
And he also goes around making videos calling me broke.
He's gonna give his boyfriend, Johnny Bravo, $10,000 for organizing this shit. And Johnny really needs the money, as you know. He's a broke little bitch.
Which I don't understand, because all the shit that he probably knows I know about him, did he really think that's such a good idea? And now I have it all in black and white, and he's not gonna be too happy when I show all you guys this shit.
But winning is literally the best feeling in the world. I can't tell you where I'm at today in life. Being recognized every single place that I go. People scream my name to just get a photo. Women come up to me and tell me that I'm the greatest man they've ever heard speak.
So before we get started, I want to clown this bitch a little bit. Because, you know, it's something that's been on my mind, you know, since I first saw his face. And I know Dubs saw the same thing too. You guys remember that TV show, Friends? And there was a guy named Ross. And his face was a little fucked up, but he was a nice guy. So nobody wanted to say anything about him, right? Well, if you change his hair a little bit, add a beard, right? Look at him. Doesn't that look like bend over? And now, after seeing that, you're never gonna unsee that shit. And now another thing I want to know about him and his brother, you know, the bend over brothers, him and Dylan. Why do they always wear matching outfits? Look at them here in the white outfits, right? Copying Peggy. And then matching bathing suits, copying each other. It's like their mother, you know, when they dress up little twin boys. It's that same shit, but it gets even worse. Look at them here in a gay strip club dressed as strippers. What are these assholes doing? And then it started to make all this sense, because I remember remember the third guy that was with them in the room when they did all that bad shit to that girl? Well, look at his picture here, and he's doing the same shit, which made that whole story now make more sense to me. So now back to the main subject. We know this piece of shit is probably the biggest liar we've ever seen in this space, right? I mean, remember, cream of some young guy from the poor Chinese restaurant owner.
And I would come to him. He would move all of the tables and he would teach me Kung Fu. I was 10 years old, so I learned how to move with like Kung Fu, you know?
Yeah.
He beat off 30 men at one time. He was a hitman for the Israeli mafia. You remember all that shit. And then how could you forget? Him and his brother and Mayor doing all that shit to the girl, and then him trying to twist the story around, trying to make it like she's the liar. He's a known liar, this asshole.
Well, let's clear that up really quick. I have a little guy named Johnny Bravo who brought out a civil lawsuit that went against me and a bunch of other people who were at my birthday party 20 years ago. I was 18, we had a great time, and I don't regret a second of it. My brother was a 14-year-old boy. I got jobs for multiple girls, just to make sure we're clear. Yeah, I was a G. Now, my brother who was 14, also some of the girls played with him, but my parents never pressed charges against anybody because we were just having fun. Now, let me remind you that if I went back there again, I would go over it again and again and again. I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing better than being an 18-year-old getting a job from 3 different people at the same time. Now, f*** out of here. Let's have some fun.
So all he does in his life is lie. So when you see him driving around in his Rolls Royce, in his Lamborghini, the Porsche, the $12 million mansion, don't you guys think that's a lie too?
When I tell somebody you're broke, the only ones that get upset is the ones that see me with a fucking Rolls Royce in the background, a $12 million home, traveling the world, flying private jets, doing whatever it is that I want to do. And they know that they are so lazy that they'll never actually get up and try to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Well, all he does in life, right, to try to get famous online is lie about every aspect of it. And I always say, the more you lie in life, eventually the truth always comes out. And him saying he's rich and all that bullshit, right? Well, recently, a couple days ago, he goes and makes an Instagram story, right? Coming after me and saying, I'm a broke bitch.
I'll only fly out my but for JD, I'll fly him out. Offered to also pay for the hotel, and on top of that, I was gonna give his boyfriend, Johnny Bravo, $10,000 for organizing this shit. And Johnny really needs the money, as you know. He's a broke little bitch.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Benny, again, do you think that's a good idea to call me broke when you know I know everything about your life? And your people, the people that were the closest to you, they told me everything about who you really are. But up until this point, I never had it in black and white. And now that I do, and let me tell you something, you calling me broke? If I'm broke, then you're homeless from the shit that I've seen, because all the lies that you have told, the shit I'm about to show the audience, this may be the biggest one. So some of you may not know, Ben was married. His wife left him, probably because she found out about all this bad shit about him, didn't want anything to do with him, right? Well, they filed for divorce. And for those of you people who don't know, divorce records are public. And in those divorce records, they show the financial situations of the people involved. And you guys know, if something's public record and it shows that kind of shit, this asshole calls me broke, I'm going to get my fucking hands on it. So first I want to say, I'm not one that likes to poke fun at others' financial situations, because listen, we've all been there in life. I've been there a few times. Negative. Thank God I came out of it. But this guy, because of who he is, what he's done, and because he pretends on being somebody he's not, I think the public deserves to see who he really is. So this here is the divorce paperwork, and you see how it says income and expense declaration? This is where, when you divorce somebody, you got to show how much money you were making, right? And over here, he said he was self-employed, he was a contractor, he started 2010, but look here, unemployed. He stopped working in 2022, and when he was actually working, he was making $4,000 a month. He says he's 35 years old. He has a high school degree, which I'm very surprised about. And then it goes here, I last filed taxes in 2024. So this asshole hasn't even filed his taxes for last year. And this is where it gets interesting. It shows his money coming in each month. And he put zero all the way down the line. But look at this one. The only money he's getting is from his poor mom who lives with him, which I'll show you in a second. So his family help, he wrote, they give him $1,000 a month. And then the name of the business, he is not operating one. And then you see here under assets, he circles savings and says he's got 12 grand. I don't think that's millions, he says he's a millionaire. And then under the car, I see $18,000 as his value. Where's the Rolls Royce? Where's the Lamborghini, you asshole? I think you're lying about that shit. And then it says, where does he live? Who lives with him? It says Rachel, that's his mom, because he lives at his mom's house, and it shows the addresses, but I had to blank him out. Then it shows how much money he spends each month, a few dollars here, a few dollars there. And then on this last page, it shows it's signed by him and his now ex-wife. So it turns out, just like all the other people that we've seen in this space, Vincent Fisher, Peggy, the list goes on, right? These people all lie about their life. And after you saw what you just saw, this asshole may be the biggest one of them all. And what I'm curious, the most curious about in this situation is to see how Bendover reacts to this situation. Because like I said, he always wanted to be famous. And we made him famous for being a PDF file. Well, how is he going to react now about being a broke little bitch?
Right now, you're sitting on my Rolls Royce. Yep. My fucking mega mansion. I have all the money that I need. I'm extremely fit. Now you're gonna look at me and say, you know what, this guy is being cocky. He's being arrogant. No, I'm being real. Imagine this. Every single room I enter, I know I'm the best. I know I'm the strongest. I know I'm the most dangerous man in there. I know nobody could take on me. How good do you think that feels? And how sad is it for other men that when I walk into a room, they feel intimidated, whether it is physically, mentally, or emotionally because their wife is staring at me, or possibly wants a photo. Don't you want to be that man?
And babe, you know this new studio move? Do you know what kind of a pain in the ass this is? I haven't been able to film a video for days. But you know what else I've been doing for days? Remember this top T shit? Well, it's some crazy shit. Wait until I show you later what it's doing to me. I'm gonna turn you into my sharmuta. Guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like on my video.